As a leader, I found myself from my earliest years when I was a lot more hands-on, necessarily and appropriately, tough time adapting at every level. I remember at one point I was a company commander in the Rangers, and I had my lieutenants literally pull me aside and say, we are not going to respond to that kind of leadership. That takes a lot of courage. I was 10 years senior to them, more experienced, and they almost figuratively speaking, put a finger in my chest and said, that is not the way to get us to do things. So that was one step. And it happened iteratively several times in my career when I had to learn to let loose of the reins. We weren't on the ground. We didn't know how cold it was. We didn't hear the crack of the bullets. You can't pretend that you know more than you do. So what we did was we got much more humble. We used it to inform ourselves, to be able to support the people on the ground, but not to interfere. Now what that created in us is the idea of we're going to maintain eyes on what is happening, but don't try to put hands on, where we're constantly informed, but we allow the people on the ground to make the necessary decisions that only they can make. There are lots of myths about leadership, but I think the biggest one is leadership isn't what we think it is, and it never has been. We tend to focus on the leader. We put the spotlight on this woman or man who's charismatic, a celebrity, a powerful leader, some combination of things that we say, they are the person that's levering history. In reality, when we study it, what we find is that's never the correct assessment of what happened or is happening now. Leaders are part of it, but followers and the interaction between leaders and followers is the real magic. That's where leadership comes from. And there are many, many contextual factors that play into it. So a leader who we look at and says, they moved things, sometimes they were part of that. They mattered, but they didn't matter in the way we think they did.